Have you ever felt as a Gaelic man or woman, have you ever felt that there's a power inside you just waiting to get out, beginning to awaken? The power inside you beginning to awaken now. If you feel that, some people are feeling that now, and some people aren't. That's okay. But there's a lot of people feeling that right now. There is a certain power within them waking up. And many stories talk about this. There's stories in the Bible that talk about this. There's old Gaelic mythical stories that talk about this. For example, Joseph and the Technicolour Dreamcoat. I'm going to say that Joseph and the Technicolour Dreamcoat is not a story about a guy whose father bought him a coat that had lots of different colours in it, and his brothers got so jealous that they wanted to kill him and then sold him into slavery. No. There's a metaphorical meaning to this story. It's a metaphorical meaning to this story. Joseph and the Technicolour Dreamcoat, the many colours. There are chakras in your body. Here, and right down to the base chakra. And each of them are assigned a colour. Now Joseph, I'm going to say Joseph and Technicolour Dreamcoat is about someone in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the Torah, I guess, although I've never read the Torah, but I think it's similar to the Old Testament. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Someone connecting in with their chakras. Someone having a certain awakening. And that awakening affecting his brothers in the story, the people around them, in a very negative way, where they react very negatively to this person who has kind of woken up a bit, connected in with their chakras, and gains knowledge and gets the reaction from the people around them is very, very negative. That's not always the case, but that can be the case. Sometimes when you begin to realize that you have this certain power inside and you awaken to it, you can create jealousy around you, or you can have a negative reaction from other people. There's also Gaelic stories which are very, very similar to this, about awakening, not about the Joseph story as such, but about awakening. We have the very famous one, the Salmon of Knowledge, where the wrong person got an awakening. Not the person who was trying to awaken, but in someone else, younger person, got an awakening accidentally, and they just got this certain knowledge, and they had negativity after the knowledge too. It's the Salmon of Knowledge, very, very important old Gaelic story. There's obviously the stories of Cuchulainn and the battles that he fought, but there's many stories similar to this about a sudden awakening, about not trying to wake up, but suddenly you just get this certain awakening, this certain insight. And sometimes there can be a negative reaction from other people, even though your intentions are good. You want the best for them, but you can still sometimes get a negative reaction. And that's what I'm saying is going to the Joseph story is about. But if you follow the Joseph story, there was initial negative reaction, but he held to his knowledge, he held to his beliefs, and he held to what he wanted to do. And he was released from prison. Not only was he released from prison, he became a very, very, very important person in the story, if you follow through the story. And if you don't know the Joseph story, it's everywhere. You can get it on YouTube, so I'm not going to recite the Joseph story. I think 99% of people know what it was. But he became a very, very important person because he didn't let the initial negative reaction affected him. He was in bondage for a while. But if you can pull through that, if you can pull through the difficult times, you can get to a really, really good place. And many, many Gaelic people are feeling this. They're feeling an awakening. They're feeling that they're connecting in with their Gaelic Dreamcoat. The magic, the charisma inside them. Many, many Gaelic people are feeling this now. And if you are, you may get some negative reactions. You may get some negative reactions. And if you pull through, just like the Joseph story, if you pull through, if you go through those negative reactions, don't let them affect you, you may find that this magic is, and this inner voice, this warrior spirit, is giving you advice, is telling you the right way to go, is telling you how to get through the difficult times. Have we ever had some difficult times? I think there may have been some difficult times for a lot of people over the last 5 years. I think some people are going through some really difficult times now. And I don't know you, I don't know what you're going through, but maybe it's part of your awakening process. Maybe it's the very thing that you think is negative, that you think is difficult right now. Maybe it's exactly what's waking up your Gaelic Dreamcoat. Maybe it's exactly what you need. And I don't want to say that. If you say it's not, I'm not arguing with that. I don't know you. But you should consider that maybe this exact thing is actually waking up your Gaelic Dreamcoat, your charisma, your charm, your magic, your magical ability. Maybe. And just like Cuchulainn, who had to take on a whole army because everyone else was under a spell, maybe you with your Gaelic Dreamcoat will be able to take on the whole army, the whole negativity, the Fomorians. Maybe it's you. And maybe that's why you have to go through these trials, these difficult things right now. Maybe you're being tested. Maybe you're being tested for the spiritual war that is ahead of us. Maybe right now you're being tested to see if you're capable of going through the spiritual war. If you're able to get to the end of it. So what I'm saying is that you should embrace your spiritual journey. I don't know what difficult things you're going through. I don't know what painful things you have to deal with right now. I don't know, but I want you to consider that these may be exactly what you need. These may be exactly what you need, and to get to the place where you need to be to connect with your Gaelic Dreamcoat. And what I would say is that allow yourself that 10 minutes before you go to bed and when you wake up to see a better solution. This whole thing, this whole negativity may be to teach you how to create a better solution. To use your Dreamcoat to create a better world, a better life for you and a better life for the people around you. Maybe it's a training wheels. It's a training that you have to go through so you can be your own Cuchulainn in the future. Take on the whole army. It's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war and you're being trained for it right now. Tá ar lá inis.